Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 250 of the Red Force Podcast. My name's Eric Tyler. Joey today, Christian Tyler.
We're here with the One Piece War, start of the new arc. You'd like to see it?
Endless possibilities.
Endless possibilities, of
Well,
course.
it's not quite endless, but
Well, you know.
we made it to the new arc. We will discuss all
We
vantage
will
points.
discuss.
Now, what the fuck is going on with One Piece, Christian?
What the fuck is going on? Nothing much.
We got a break next week. What
We
are
do?
We're doing. We're finishing JoJo.
We'll finish JoJo.
What's the last match? Last 4 episodes?
No, but we'll just do all 8.
Yeah.
Might as well. It's a pretty straight run. You know.
Again. Do we tell the people that Netflix has announced that they're gonna stop doing this?
Did they?
Batch release for anime?
When did they say this?
This is on Twitter about 3 weeks ago.
Are they going to do it for the third part?
I don't know. But they say going forward. So I don't know if that means new series. But whatever, there you go.
There you go. So,
Also, you
part
know,
7 saved? Question
it seems
mark?
like people complaining on Twitter actually works. Which is wild.
That's where fucking companies look.
Twitter.
Look on Twitter.
Right, that's right.
Alright, it worked with Toei.
Toei?
They got rid of the auras.
That's right. Go away.
Alright, it works with Toei, it works with Netflix, alright? Apparently it works.
It was probably like Oda's daughter being like, what the fuck is this?
Oda's
Oda just catches the clip and he's like, huh?
Hey, Toei, did I draw an aura?
This wasn't on the storyboards.
Did I draw an aura? No, I didn't.
And then he has a flashback of a dossier of storyboards on his desk, and he just signs it
He's like,
without looking at it.
shit, I should have looked at that.
You probably should have looked at it.
He calls up Toei, he's like, hey, did I draw an aura?
If you
No,
think
didn't think
Oda
so, hangs up the
inspects
phone.
the storyboards
Yeah.
with any level of detail,
He's
Out
just
of
like,
your
yeah, I
mind.
remember this, I'm moving on.
he just flips through it. Just signs it away.
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
Now, Eric, the last 2 episodes have been taken down by Guantanamo Bay.
Right, but we have the technology working so far.
The technology
Now it is doing the autofocus,
It's autofocus.
but we're gonna have to take it because there's no way you're gonna touch this camera.
No. No, Eric, unfortunately,
Right.
you left the stream on private. Alright? So we're broadcasting to no one.
So what happened last week?
Alright, so when you play your
No.
phone.
Change it over there.
So I go over here,
Edit.
edit. Okay.
See, this is what happens when I have to change the videos to private because they don't fucking upload properly, and then it
Alright.
leaves it there.
Alright, now we're public. Now people can see us.
Right.
See, there was a little bit of a fuck up, wasn't there? Because Eric left it on private.
Yeah, it is what it is.
See, Eric,
What are you gonna do?
You do one thing on this show, and that's sort out the back end.
Right.
And he fucked it up. So, welcome to the show if, anyone's here.
We just saw it in the last 10 seconds. But anyway,
Sure.
OPTC's dead.
Yeah.
Treasure Cruise, that is. No games are coming
We're
out.
getting close to Film Red. Now, One Piece Odyssey was delayed to next year,
Okay.
February. So,
Christian, the video game landscape is so
It's barren,
dry
it's
and
dry.
dead at the
It's
moment.
barren.
It's awful
everyone's playing Cyberpunk right now.
because of the anime.
Because of the anime. There's
Okay.
nothing fucking going on.
You already played it.
I already beat it.
I haven't played it.
When it came
Maybe
out.
I will play it. Did I buy it?
Yes.
I think I refunded it.
You refunded it. Well, it's always 50% off.
Now,
so.
the RTX 40 series got announced, Christian.
They did.
Are you interested?
Here's the thing with PC gaming, right?
Every
nothing-
year's in a graphics card.
There's nothing to take advantage of the power.
That's right.
What? I'm gonna get this crazy graphics card to run World of Warcraft at fucking 12K? Like, what the fuck?
You could render things maybe 2 seconds quicker.
So, new graphics cards, whatever. Alright,
Okay.
we'll get to that road when we get to that road.
Sure.
Alright. So, games, nothing coming out. One Piece movie coming out soon, Eric. November for some reason. Which is
We've got a month to go.
more than a
About
month.
A month and a bit.
Eric. By next week, we will know the results of the comic competition.
Ooh.
Will I be
Crowned victorious.
crowned victorious?
What do you count as a W? Only number one?
I count placement as W.
How high does it go up to? Top 10
There's
what?
10 placements and 10 runner-ups. I'll take any placement as a W.
So any of the top 20.
Any of the top 20, I'll take as a W.
What do you get? Do you get fucking nothing if you run up or
Yeah,
what?
you get nothing. Alright?
Okay.
You get acknowledgement. Alright?
Christian will take it.
I'll take it.
You can put a little award
Sure.
banner thing,
Whatever.
You know,
But-
when the movies come out, they just
Sure.
make up awards
Yeah.
with quotes around them.
I'll take
You could
top
do
20.
that.
I'll take top 20 as a W. Anything else? As
Christian
well?
Christian wants number 1.
Of course, you go, Eric. If you enter a competition, not go for number 1. What's the point?
That's right.
So let's hope something happens there. But anyway,
What are we gonna do if you get? Because if you win number 1, what are we gonna do? Because we have to do something.
I'll have 50.
Will we know? Will we know by next week?
We will know by next show.
Is this American dollars, Christian?
This is American dollars.
Because the Australian dollar just keeps going lower.
That's right.
And lower and lower.
It's American dollars.
So you might even get more
So
money.
we'll
than
catch
that.
a bag, and
A deal.
A deal. All right.
Will you be wearing a crown and robe for the entirety of the next?
Let's not go that
Of-
far.
of the-
I'm not gonna have a lot of time to prep. It's coming out. Results coming out Saturday. I'm not gonna have a lot of time. But we will know by next week if the W is here.
Will you go on a murder spree on Twitter?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. But anyway, we're here to talk about One Piece, Eric.
We rambled enough.
Yeah, because when Eric starts to stream,
It's
on
fucking
private,
like this is the issue.
what's the issue?
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday
We got fumbled and swindled
on Monday.
last night.
Yeah,
I feel like this chapter's been out for 400 years.
it basically has.
Like, everyone's done their follow-up streams and their follow-up streams.
Yeah.
Shout out Baby Mork. Morge's son.
Who the fuck is that?
Morge's son.
Do you literally have a child?
Yeah, Baby Mork.
Who the fuck is Baby Morg?
Morge's son.
Okay, well there you go.
Make sure you congratulate him on his child.
Do you actually have a son? I don't know.
What do you think?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there you go.
Anyway,
So, without further ado,
let's talk about Vegapunk.
let's talk about this chapter. Yeah.
Is there anyone watching?
Yeah, people.
Okay. What are they saying?
It's just the classic Silvers talking about the Shigi.
Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Alright.
And these fucking bums. Well, we'll get to it.
Alright, we'll get to it, Eric.
This is a room of bums.
Chapter 10 61 Future Island Egghead.
And just like that, we reached the new arc. Post
We-
arc is officially over.
We're in the new arc.
What are your thoughts? Immediately, what are your thoughts about Oda's choice for the Vegapunk arc here?
Yeah, it's good.
What,
I
what's-
told you it could not be random nonsense.
right.
We had to do something off the list.
This is the most
Vegapunk's
arbitrary
list.
of the options, though. This is the most.
Well,
This is the most unnecessary.
Vegapunk was brought up multiple times in Wano.
Sure. So was Shanks. Maybe that's
I'm
next.
aware. I'm aware. Alright?
Let's
Check
let's
the- check the
20
show up.
20 chapters here.
20.
20 chapters
I
here.
can see 20.
And then the Shanks. arc.
Albath.
Sure, it could be Elbath.
Alright.
But Shanks is on his way to Bartolomeo. So you imagine Luffy gets news of Bartolomeo after this arc.
Well, here's the
They
thing.
wouldn't.
About
Would
this,
you
right?
not assume this?
Here's the thing about this, right? Last chapter.
Because the next news crew will have Bartolomeo's face on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The last chapter about Vivi, about how we don't need to go after people.
That's
until
also a
they're in real
thread.
trouble.
That's also a thread.
So,
So many threads. But we should find out about Vivi this arc.
but what
right?
I'm saying is why would Luffy go after Bartolomeo when he didn't go after Vivi?
Because his face will be on the paper, fucked up and captured.
By Shanks, he's be like, oh, Shanks didn't do it. He
But
like,
that's-
Shanks didn't do it.
That's a test for Shanks went there specifically to test Luffy.
I'm aware.
So it's a setup.
Maybe he's like, all right, let's go beat Shanks.
Possibility that this is actually a 200 chapter arc.
No,
What do you think?
I'm thinking.
Let's put it on the table now.
We're doing this to talk about the show.
Talk about the show. What is it?
Arc predictions.
Okay, we'll
Let's
do
go
that
through the
there.
chapter.
Fine.
All right.
Caesar escaped
There you go.
with the Germa. Do the Germa return
Right now,
in this arc?
no. Judges need to be here.
Maybe Judge seeks refuge with Vegapunk.
No.
And Vegapunk's like, you fucking bum.
Yeah.
I bet you. We'll talk about King.
Yeah, I was
Oh
going
my
to bring up
God.
King of Lightning, and he's fraudulent.
Jesus Christ.
The Sanji agenda can never
Should
be
we do this at
stopped.
the end?
Yeah.
We'll do it at the end.
Alright.
All right.
The King of Lightning Sanji agenda.
The brain rot that his tier 3s are implanting in his mind.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. But, you know. First page. Luffy grabs Bonnie as they fly away with Chopper. I told you Luffy was flying away. Last chapter.
Yeah, I didn't. I agreed. I didn't. I
Didn't see
just
it.
didn't
Didn't
notice.
see it. Right, Luffy flying away.
Grabs Bonnie.
Grabs Bonnie. And they fly away. Turns out there's a giant metal shark under the Sunny.
Pretty good panel.
The Sunny dodges it somehow. Will the Sunny...
Jinbei.
Jinbei?
Jinbei magic.
Yeah, alright. So Jinbei dodges it. Jinbei jumps off into the ship to save Luffy and Chopper. This is his role. To save the Devil
He
Fruit
literally
users.
turns on jets
Yeah.
and gets them.
Frankie takes over as helmsman and uses a propeller under the Sunny to sail faster. Now, is this a new Sunny...
But
Trip.
tech. Why do I feel like there are paddle things?
There are paddles. That is true.
This
Comes
jet
out the
thing's
sides.
pretty small. I don't know how much power this is getting, but it's a Frankie
little
tech.
bit of a boost.
Carrot shout out perhaps.
The bunny screw or whatever
Right.
it's called. But little Frankie take here.
Yes.
The shark shoots two torpedoes.
Surely Frankie could get this Sunny to actually fly.
Yeah.
The man's shooting laser beams out of his hands. I'm sure he could get this thing to fly.
Yeah. Maybe after this arc.
Okay.
But Frankie, you know, he'll get his upgrades. We'll talk about that. But
Sunny
the
mech.
missiles come out.
Does no damage to
Does no damage to the Sunny. Sunny capsizes though.
right.
Everyone's in the water.
Sunny not Yonko proof, but Yonko has to somewhat try.
to rip it open.
To rip it
I
up.
mean, she wasn't trying. B1 was not trying.
Sure.
Alright, but the missiles do no damage. And they fall into the water.
Do you want to scale Vegapunk missiles? Does that matter, or just gonna?
I
take
mean,
these as
do you want to
normal
scale
missiles?
Kobe? Redirecting missiles?
These missiles are nothing.
Yeah, this is classic Oda baboonery at
Right.
the start of an arc. They're gonna separate the straw hats. Something has to happen.
We talked about this with King Recon. What will be the barrel? What will
Yep.
be the flying ship?
Yep. It's
Out of
Bonnie.
the sky, it's Bonnie.
There you go.
There you go. They're
So-
separated. Luffy isn't stuck yet.
No.
If I guarantee the people, if Luffy gets stuck in something, there will be rage.
What if it's some sort of hallucinogenic drug situation?
I don't want him imprisoned.
Alright. Okay. There you go. So,
Oda's telling us again that the sea is the most dangerous enemy in One Piece.
I mean, yeah, but Bartolomeo's fine, you know what I mean?
And Shanks' crew is goaded. No trouble with Shanks' crew here.
Okay. There you go. Shout out Shanks.
Mhm.
But everyone's capsized. We cut over Jinbei. He dives down to avoid a torpedo. And we cut away. Meanwhile, at a Navy base, G14, Tashigi and the kids are back from Park Hazard. There we go. I was asking her.
7 years later,
Fucking 10,000 years later.
Right.
When the fuck are we
we
gonna see-
arrived.
When the fuck?
But it's implied they've been there a
yeah,
while
they've
because
been
they've been shrinking and stuff. So
Yeah.
we know what we
When-
did the math on
They've
this.
been there for a month.
When did we do
Or
the
two.
math on this, or where the fuck the kids are at? Like
Ages
before
ago,
Wano?
Yeah. Tashigi is finally back with... Smoker's not in this chapter, but he's around, Eric.
Sure, he might be around.
And instantly, Tashigi outshone by a new character.
I'm new out of my
A
waifu.
new anime waifu that half the community just easily put top one. And that's Doll.
I'm not
Now, Eric-
really into it. What are your thoughts?
Eric, we've talked about this phenomenon before. And it's called the Big Titty Golf Girl.
Just not a
And here
fan.
it is.
I'm just not a fan of the hair situation.
Well, you know.
I don't like the short shag situation. You know what I'm talking about?
Alright, yeah, okay. But Eric, I've told you about this phenomenon before.
Big titty.
The Big Titty Golf Girl
Anime waifu.
has appeared.
Now,
And,
it is...
and people want to get stepped on. And all kinds of shit.
My contention is, Christian, 2022, every big titty anime goth girl is indeed into anime. Now, let me ask you this
In
question.
some way.
It may be some superficial way
Sure.
or a legitimate way.
Hot topic anime.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
do you think the quote-unquote Kuma girl and the big titty goth girl are the same person when they leave the house.
Yes. What do you mean?
Okay.
Well, there's a difference between the e-girl and the goth girl, Eric.
Very little difference.
The very little difference.
Maybe
It's
it's aesthetic.
aesthetic, but
Both
they're the same person.
Both massive issues,
Okay.
but the same person nonetheless.
All right. So
Be cautious, gentlemen.
be cautious. All right. But
They look shiny, Christian, but you gotta be fortified.
that's true. But Eric, she's here and she easily outshines Tashigi. No one wants the nerd. No one wants the nerd.
Tashigi's never been it.
Tashigi's never been it. Alright?
No.
And Silvers is gonna come out here being like, nah.
Now, little Glam knowledge, Christian. People from the show know Glam. We reference Glam. He's a Discord goblin.
That's true.
Sometimes seen on Brago streams.
Sometimes.
On Twitch.
Yeah.
This man fiending over Tashigi on a rare day. Some 2 years ago. Maybe more.
Okay.
Wild.
I don't understand it.
Is this the only girl wearing glasses in the show? Tashigi?
Tashigi. No, you got Monet. Originally.
Okay.
So that's one. But there, no, you got fucking what's her face? Khalifa, Water 7.
That's true.
Many times, Eric. Many times, Eric. But the glasses girl, you know.
I don't understand. Tell us the appeal of Tashigi in the comment section. I don't understand it.
It's gotta be.
It's so low on the...
Here's the thing, Eric. And people want to talk about this.
Alright. Christian's about to say some
Alright.
truth.
Alright? So, you know, it's a stereotype.
Hard facts right
it's
here.
a stereotype
Right.
why a lot of white guys have Asian girlfriends, Eric. And I'm just saying Tashigi fits that bill. And you could draw that quote. You could draw whatever I'm trying to say there, Eric. But, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but people can figure it out.
People can figure it out. Alright? But we're here talking about waifus. We got Doll. Now, they're talking
Vice
about
Admiral,
Vice Admiral.
not a part of Sword.
No. Apparently Navy HQ Vice Admiral.
They always say that. There's no difference.
No, there is a difference.
There's no difference.
Eric, they say the Navy HQ.
But you never see a non-Navy HQ Vice Admiral. They don't exist.
That's true. Smoker's not a Navy HQ Admiral.
Vice Admiral.
Vice Admiral. Is he? He's G5. Whatever. I don't know how the fucking ranks
But they're all
work.
deployed.
Yeah, I know, but the Navy HQ...
So
Vice
Smoker's even more of a bum then.
Yeah. But Eric. They're complaining about how Mappo.
Just complaining.
Well, get this bum out of here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his bum friends.
The sword unit.
The sword unit.
And now the sword unit hype has fallen
Dead.
in the lower.
Dead in the water. First of all, there's too many of them already.
Yeah,
And
every
they're all
Marine
bums.
sword.
They're all bums.
They lost a Guardi.
It's a problem.
Alright? They're bums.
Guardi blew their ship.
Yeah, they're bums. Alright?
Not good.
Definitely not good. Now, I thought Sword were undercover agents, but apparently not. So Drake, they're saying, they're mentioning Drake this
Seems
chapter.
like Drake's the big cheese.
If Drake is the big cheese,
Problem.
Navy down horrendous.
Problem.
Alright, we all think it's Aokiji.
We hope it's
We
Aokiji.
hope it's Aokiji.
Otherwise, Sword is nothing.
Yeah, my sword sucks.
Alright.
But there you go. New sword members, Eric. And we got the kids. They're shrinking down. They're doing better. I want to see a reunion. I want to see Nami and Mocha
I think you will.
sort of reconnect.
Sanji being horrendous to these children. For no
Sanji
reason.
being horrendous to these kids again.
Well, continuity at least.
Yeah, but it's fucking dumb.
Do you want Sanji to switch up because of his Germa trials throughout the last couple arcs?
Do we have to do this again where he's jealous of children for giving Nami attention? Like, why do we have to do this? Please, Sanji. I'm sure you're gonna simp on Doll like half the community is. Alright.
Right.
But there you go. Now, we cut over to Helmeppo and Hibari, a new admiral, a new character. Now, Eric, do you know the theories of this character?
Go on.
According to the katakana,
I think I saw this from Sandman.
alright, speaks the same way as Alkainu,
Very specifically.
very specifically. People saying Alkainu's daughter. Now, do I believe it?
No.
If true, Alkainu's a bum. Raising a bum daughter. Right? In sword unit, not even barely ranked. What's going on here?
It's sad.
Right?
Kobe seems to be the chief of this bum crew, by the way. Of Helmeppo and whatever the fuck.
Hibari, right?
Hibari.
But they want to go over to Blackbeard's Island and get Kobe. And Prince is like, hell no.
Are you out of your mind? We're all gonna get one shot.
We're bums!
We're all gonna get one shot by
We got one shot by Boa. We're bums!
absolute bums.
Alright?
Let's use the Seraphim. No. Shut up.
Alright. We're near Aircade Highland, so we're on like a little off-coast island.
G14.
G14, Eric. A small navy base, Eric. But Eric, we cut over to Team Luffy. They've washed up on an island and are drying their clothes. You know. Body
Shout out
showing that
Bonnie.
body.
Right.
You know how it is.
Jinbei showing that body.
Jinbei's a big boy, Eric.
Right.
Bonnie wants to know why Luffy is white on his baddie poster, and Luffy says, it's when I am free. There you go.
Shout out Luffy.
And he
Oda
kind of goes into Gear 5 here a little bit. But
I kind of like when Oda does this stuff, when it's like a little bit of continuity in world,
Yeah.
people asking questions, shit like that. It's enjoyable.
Yeah. Alright, so Bonnie's here, and she's asking Luffy all types of questions.
Did Bonnie ever have a crew?
Yes, they're bums. She left her crew somewhere, her ship got chomped up by the shark,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
All shit happened to Bonnie. Alright? Bonnie wants to know why Luffy is such a clown and he's an emperor. You know, that's how Luffy is.
Right.
She says, hey, look, I'm here to get answers on Vegapunk. This is Vegapunk's island.
Probably for Kuma.
Probably for Kuma. But we'll get to that later. But Vegapunk is here and I want to get answers. I have a certain question I have.
Right.
Alright. Luffy's like, I'm hungry. Let's find a restaurant.
Bonnie also asked, what's your crew doing?
Yeah.
He goes, they're fine.
Yeah.
Now, hack frauds would probably want Luffy to panic and be like, I gotta
Luffy?
save him.
No.
No. Luffy trusts his crew.
That's right. So Bonnie wants to go get answers. Luffy wants to go find a restaurant. There's no restaurants on his island.
No.
It's a science base. Then we cut over to the other Straw Hats. A giant Meg punches the shark. Picks up the ship, Eric. Guess who it is?
Dr. Vegapunk.
Dr. Vegapunk. Female body.
Nani?
Another waifu.
High level
Does this
waifu.
short hair work, Eric?
Yes.
Eric says this short hair works. Derek.
I never a fan of the Betty Boop style situation. with
Rank the 4 waifus in this chapter from best to worst.
Vegapunk 1.
Vegapunk 1.
Bonnie 2.
Bonnie 2.
Dole 3.
Yeah.
Toshigi 4.
That's interesting answers. I appreciate those answers.
What do you say? Kibari doesn't rank.
Hibari, no.
Not the
She's
character
probably
yet.
15, so let's keep that out of there.
Sure.
Alright? Number 1, Dole.
Okay.
Number 2, Vegapunk. Number 3, Bonnie. Number 4, Toshigi. You know, Bonnie, I look at her face and I see that fucking piercing, it pisses me off. You know?
But you look past the spiked collar.
Eric, the spike collar means something. I don't let the people out there know. Think
Okay.
about what that means.
Sure.
I'm sure Silvers knows what that means.
Silvers has experience.
Silvers has worked with some damaged people.
Okay.
We'll just say that. Alright? But, there's the rankings. Alright? Rate the chapter out of 10.
If you caught me when it came out,
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an 8. What are your thoughts?
8 out of 10. It is a quality chapter. Straw Hat fun. Reveals. Mystery. Great opening.
New
shot.
setting, Christian. New technology possibilities.
New setting. I'm gonna go and give it a 9 out of 10.
You just said 8.
You said 8.
I asked you and you said 8.
No, you just said 8. And I
Okay.
said 8. But no, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10
Okay.
for this chapter. Great chapter of One Piece. Good vibes, reveals, adventure. Eric. That's what One Piece is
Feels
about.
like One Piece, baby.
Luffy giving great answers to questions.
That's right.
Love to see it. So, there's the chapter, Eric.
Now, Jinbei's going to get a taste of what Luffy and Chopper are about. Because he's going to have to play babysitter the entire time.
Yeah. Bit of Luffy, Chopper, bit of clown.
Right.
Bonnie.
Now, I'm sure we're getting into his arc predictions.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all that stuff.
Eric, do you want to talk about Vegapunk's body? 'Cause I don't think that's
Possibilities.
possibilities.
I put up a poll. Most say remote robot body situation.
Sure. But why would you need a robot body to control a robot? You know, a remote body to control another robot. Why not just remote body the robot?
Right.
You know,
I think it'd be interesting if it was a body transfer.
body transfer, man was getting old.
New body.
New body. Chose something.
Dr. Gero style, implanted the brain in there.
Yeah. What do you think about AI Hive Mind? He is everyone. He is Vegapunk.
Is it going to arc predictions of what the villain will be and stuff?
Well, not really. Because I'm going to say, I don't really think there's going to be a villain in this arc, but...
Well, Vegapunk seems to be some kind of, grey.
Villain.
Christian might get upset. So be careful. Okay.
I don't think he's a villain. Well, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so...
What do you think the body is?
Could be a clone, could be daughter. I haven't brought up daughter, Eric. Do you think it's daughter?
The way the speech pattern...
Technically, would be a Vegapunk, and she might be a doctor, so it's not a lie.
Again, but who gives out the certifications of doctor?
Well, you know...
You know, do you just call yourself a doctor?
I guess so. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Right?
Don't know
worry
about
about
that.
Don't worry about
Don't know
it.
about that.
Eric, don't ask questions about why is Chopper a doctor, right? He just wraps things in bandages. Right.
Mixes the vials.
That's right. So, those are the options for Vegapunk. Obviously, Vegapunk has always been referred to old man.
Right.
So
we're not buying it.
So there's something going on here. There's some mystery going on.
Unless it's some Yamato situation again, which the community would be very upset.
We just did that. We just did that. Can we not do that again?
Right.
Alright.
But there you go.
Dr. Vegapunk. Been waiting a very long time to see Dr. Vegapunk. We're finally here. Kind of out of nowhere this arc.
Sure.
We will say in Elbaf. We will say in Sorbet.
Shanks.
You will say in Sorbet.
Maybe Sorbet, sure. It has to do something with Cobra at least.
Sure, it does have something to do with Kuma.
Right.
So we got you got that right.
We'll get into the possibilities in a minute. But more importantly, Christian,
Yeah.
how strong is Shanks?
How strong is Shanks? How strong is Shanks? Every week, we come to the question of how strong is Shanks, and every week we answer: Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King.
Indeed.
No, there are people out there,
Fools.
clowns, who say,
Hack frauds.
you know, Blackbeard's the strongest. The man who got folded by Rayleigh. Old man
interesting.
Rayleigh.
That's interesting.
He sweated off the page. And stole Kobe on the way.
So sweaty.
Alright. Then, of course, there are people out there who say Carter's the strongest. The man who's defeated and is MIA out of the plot. No one knows where he is. Did not end up in Empire Down like Eric predicted. But there you go.
Who's this?
This is Carter.
Okay.
There are some people out there, Eric, that claim Mihawk's the strongest. And you know what? You know what the Seraphim proves?
No.
You know what it proves, Eric? What? Mihawk is a dime a dozen. If you could just clone Mihawk, he's a bum. Alright? There you go. And of course, the worst of them all, the people who say I'm the strongest. You know, We saw him use an ancient weapon. That's not his power. So, stop saying army is the strongest, please. But every day, we say, every week we say, Shanks is the strongest the God King. And every week, we bring 100% factual information to the table. This week's evidence is, Shanks is so strong, he always looks free. What do you think about that?
There you go.
There you go. Shanks is strong, Shanks is the God King, Eric. Now we're moving on to talk about the show Arc Predictions. Eric.
What will be the driving factor, Christian?
Bonnie's revenge / asking questions. The arc should center around that. What happened to Kuma? What's going on with Kuma? What's going on with Bonnie? The relationship with Kuma? All that kind of stuff. Alright? Now, Bonnie should be the main driving focus of the plot. Because Luffy, what's Luffy going to do here? Why is Luffy invested in this arc?
Right.
You know? We got Frankie hype. We got Devil Fruits. We got Smoker. We got the Seraphim. The Straw Hats reacted to Seraphim. Do you reckon we'll run into the Seraphim on this island? Do you think Zoro...
I got a few thoughts.
Do you think Zoro will lose to Seraphim Mihawk?
I got a few thoughts.
Okay, go.
Possibilities abound, Christian. 2 plot points so far. Kuma, Kobe situation. That's an undeniable fact.
We just said
It's an undeniable fact.
with Vivi, until we find out that they're in real trouble, we're not going after them.
Kobe's in Blackbeard's hands. Captured.
I don't really understand how much Luffy gives a fuck about Kobe.
Sure, we might get an answer to that. Maybe he doesn't give a fuck at all. But that will be one of the plot points that has to be addressed
Okay.
during the arc, because we have the entire crew there. We'll have Meppo be like, please, Zoro and Luffy,
I
help
think for
me.
Kobe to get any hype and any
He has to escape.
substance, he has to escape himself.
Sure, we might get that little scene.
Yeah.
Maybe Helmeppo calls up Kobe. Kuma's here, Kuzan's here, I'm escaping.
Yeah.
But that will be one of the plot points. Surely.
Kobe's
It has to be.
Okay.
G14 will get involved somehow
Clowns.
in this arc.
Yeah.
Now, off this Kuma stuff. Is this where we fight the Admiral? Luffy, the Emperor on the Vegapunk Island.
Eric, we do know.
Is this where we fight the Admiral?
Does our favorite nephew of Kizaru turn up?
Sentomaru. And get his ass
beat.
one shot.
Alright? Does Sentomaru turn up?
Is this the arc where we fight the Admiral?
Does Sentomaru call up Kizaru?
Do we beat Kizaru here?
Does Kizaru fall in the Silent Island?
Because we fight Vegapunk and his various clones,
No.
and it'll be a quest to find Vegapunk.
Here's the thing about Vegapunk, Eric. Ever since Kuma and that one moment in Shibondi,
Will we get that?
we know-
Will we get a reaction to that?
we have to know what happened there.
Right.
You have to know what happened with all the Kuma situation. This is where we find out.
Does this lead into Zabo and Dragon?
Maybe.
Is this how they connect? This is how the Straws connect with Dragon.
Maybe. But we have to find out what happened to Kuma. What's the deal with Kuma? The programming. The big brain plays
Right.
for Vegapunk. He says this chapter, I'm just hired by the government. I'm not your friend. Scumbag pirates.
Right.
I'm a humble scientist. Hired by the government.
I expect some Mads law,
Yeah.
some Germa law,
The
all that
kids,
shit.
Eric. Are the
Queen,
kids
the kids.
Are the kids secretly going to be in trouble because Vegapunk's evil?
No. That's just wrapping up a plot point. Will Smoker get involved heavily, Christian?
But to what? So here's how I imagine this going.
Yeah, go on.
Just play by play.
Because I don't really see an arc going on here at the moment.
As you can see, Luffy and Jinbei and Bonnie are right behind a cave. They're going to win that cave.
They find a kitchen.
They find a junkyard of robots and shit. Whatever. They find something down that cave. Spark something. Whatever. Some mystery happens. Alright?
Right.
Then, Vegapunk, I guess,
Captures the Straw Hats with some neutralizer beam.
Who knows?
Right.
Alright. Captures the Straw Hats. I'm guessing Vegapunk calls up the Marines being like, hey, pick up these pirates.
Zoro and Sanji.
We got the fucking Emperor's crew right here.
Zoro and Sanji.
Hey man, You know
How?
You know how it is with Oda. He'll come up with some neutralization beam, some fucking fraud bullshit.
How strong is his mech?
Zoroark's getting captured.
Does Vegapunk have a super mech they fight?
He's in one right now.
Right.
If this mech can beat Zoro and Sanji, this mech is stronger than Kid.
No doubt. But, you know, can't wait.
We're also on the sea, you know, all kinds of... He has
But
the Sunny.
that shouldn't affect Sanji at all.
What if he's like, if you don't come with me, I'll destroy the Sunny?
Why would he take them? To scrap the ship?
Exactly, Eric.
Maybe Jinbei, maybe Frankie's interested.
Frankie's upset about this, of course.
Right.
Alright. So, maybe Vegapunk captures the Straw Hats,
Or swindles them.
swindles them somehow.
Right.
Luffy thinks they're captured, whatever. Goes to meet Vegapunk. Heel turn. He's not bad. He's a good guy. He lets the Straw Hats go. Whatever. But, oh no, he called up the Marines. I guess who turns up Kizaru.
They'll probably turn up anyway.
Whatever, alright? Smoke is here.
But what is the purpose? What do we
More
gain?
dumps.
Yeah, but
Devil
like,
fruits.
you know, there's a thing, like, you know, Zoro had what, you know,
The
Raizo say,
location of the last poneglyph.
poneglyph.
Or the Blackbeard thing.
Right.
Eric, what was the last island Kuzan turned up to?
Shibondi.
No.
Turned
Punk
up to Punk Hazard. Kuzan. I was going to say Kizaru, yes.
Will Kuzan turn up to Egghead Island?
Do we fight Kuzan? Kuzan won't fight Luffy.
No. But I'm saying, does Kuzan turn up to Luffy and be like, hey, Luffy, gonna go help my boy Kirby? With Smoker, they put together a crack team to raid
Luffy,
Blackbeard's
Kuzan,
island.
Smoke. Well, how are we going to fight Blackbeard? Or is it a covert operation?
That's not a covert.
Luffy wouldn't give a fuck. He'd go right in.
Do we have Kuzan, Smoker, and the Straw Hat crew go after Blackbeard? Is that where this is leading?
It might to the next arc, yeah, but something has to happen in this arc.
Yeah, lore dumps, and we're moving into the next arc.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some kind of, like,
Some sort of get.
plot conclusion. We can't just meander and leave.
Vegapunk turns heel and is now a good guy. And unveils his ultimate weapon.
Because the only example of this arc we really have is Zoro. If you think about it.
Well, you got like
If we're
Whiskey
assuming,
Pig
if we're
and fucking
yeah, but like we
small arcs.
you know, we beat the bad guy, we get the crew member, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I feel like this, if this is indeed 20 chapters or whatever we want to say it is,
Yeah.
it might be longer.
Who knows?
We'll find out shortly if it's longer or not.
How is it going to be long?
I don't know. Maybe Oda's like, this is where we fight Blackbeard on this island.
Blackbeard turns up to Egghead Island.
Sure.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you know, maybe I want Vegapunk.
Does Vegapunk summon all of the Seraphim to Poe and the Straw Hats?
How are we gonna fight the Seraphim already? They were just introduced.
They clown the Straw Hats.
They won't clown. They can't clown the Straw
Baby
Hats.
Mihawk turns up
No.
and clowns Zoro. Baby Boa turns up and clowns Sanji. Of course, because Sanji can't hit a woman. Slash girl. Sanji won't hit a girl. Alright?
Who does Luffy fight?
Luffy doesn't fight anyone. There's no one
How
to fight this
how
arc.
could you not have Luffy fight anyone if the Straw Hats?
He's
gonna
an
fight?
emperor!
Luffy fights Kizaru. Is what you're telling me.
Luffy fights Kizaru.
Give me Kizaru this arc. Give it to me.
Does Kizaru just happen to be here, or does he get called up?
Well, if the Navy know Luffy's on Vegapunk's island with Nick or
They're
Robin,
gonna send one admiral
They could-
against an emperor's crew.
well, they're not gonna send fucking vice admirals, will they? Surely they can't call up G14 and be like, "Yo, Smoker, get Luffy."
Fucking ridiculous. So,
Maybe Akainu turns up. This is where we have the first confrontation with Akainu. He said he was gonna go on the offensive.
he did say he was good, but that was the SSG, Eric. That was the Seraphim.
Fuji.
Fujitora
Fuji.
finally turns up. Fujitora did
Maybe he
drop off
came.
Smoke-
Maybe he came to inspect the Seraphim Christian.
Well, Fujitora did.
Is this a rematch with Luffy? Will Luffy destroys this man?
I don't know why Fujitora's fighting Luffy. He loves Luffy. I don't know why he's fighting Luffy. So,
And then he'd be like, "I know the Nika knowledge."
what is the possibilities / probability of Shanks turning up? Is it 0%?
Not very high.
Is it 0%?
He's kind of already doing something.
He's doing something. He could just help that Marco on a whim. You
Yeah.
know? So, unlikely. Now, Eric.
How much of a fucking around are we gonna do on this island? For
There's gonna be a few chapters of fucking around.
right,
Luffy and Jinbei fucking around with Bonnie. Will we get to see
old Luffy.
Luffy Prime this arc?
I need a disguise, make me old.
Or make me young? Will we get to see a hype young Jinbei? A fresh Jinbei.
With the yellow tiger
The
hair.
yellow tiger hair. Even younger than that, Eric. We'll get to see
Children.
Child forms.
You'd imagine so. Oda wouldn't throw up and wouldn't, dodge that situation.
Surely the Aegis Straw Hats get aged up or aged down. Will we get to see World's Strongest
Garp
Zoro?
Luffy. Will we see Garp Luffy?
Garp Luffy. That's interesting, Eric. Will we get to see
Will we see Shanks Luffy?
40-year-old Luffy?
Where's Luffy's cape? He's about to get a new outfit, obviously, somehow.
The Sides outfit.
Maybe they're going to G.
I'm telling you, the cave has all the wonders, Eric. The cave is full of mysterious treasures and
Will there be
wonders.
wallpaper that you can lick?
Yes.
It tastes like snozberries.
Snozberries, of course. So, anything's possible in this arc, Eric.
We are the music makers, the dreamer of dreams,
That's
Christian.
right. Shout out Willy Wonka. Derek, of course, we have to talk about Frankie here.
Big buffs.
Big buffs.
Huge buffs.
Are these where Frankie gets the anti-Kano weapons?
Maybe he found them.
He finally found them.
Will he turn the Sunny into the mech?
We've been theorizing about the Sunny mech for a long time.
Will Frankie get a completely new design?
No.
Is Oda ready to make Frankie legit?
Legit, just a full robot.
Because Frankie got no power up in Wano. Everyone else did. Except for fucking Usopp. Fuck.
Yeah. Usopp's not doing shit this arc, alright? We all know that.
Can Usopp do something?
No, he's not doing shit this arc. That's Almath.
Okay.
This is clearly Frankie Chopper focused arc with Bonnie there as well. Frankie getting
What about Sanji? Surely Sanji has to play
Sanji will
into.
get some stuff with the
Maybe
Sherlock.
that's how they get involved with Vegapunk. Oh, Judge's kid. Vince smoked Sanji, Judge's kid.
Whatever.
I want to capture you to do experiments on you.
But Vegapunk's already
And
better
then
than
we
Judge.
have to then we have to rescue Sanji again.
No. Derek. Sanji, will he upgrade his raid suit here?
He doesn't have one. He broke it.
Will Vegapunk have a spare one? That doesn't alter his
I want him to say like, listen, your father's a bum, and then he's like, yeah, I know my father's a bum.
Good, I want to hear that too. So,
Because King of Lightning.
we'll get to that in a minute. We're talking about Frankie here. Now, Frankie, of course, had the time skip on Vegapunk's home island. Failed to make the heating system. Looks like he succeeded on Egghead Island, a tropical island
Right.
surrounded by winter weather.
A lot of shit going on.
So he's succeeded in changing the climate. Will this have any story implications?
Seems like Vegapunk can't control will. Or
He can't
Prime.
control will because there is free will.
That's right. People want to say there isn't free will in One Piece, Christian, but Vegapunk can't even control it.
Yeah. So we'll get all kinds of stuff.
So it seems like he's gaining materials from salvaging ships.
Yeah, this man can make it. This man's basically fucking Tony Stark in the cave in Afghanistan.
Right.
Can make anything. It doesn't matter.
500 years in the future.
That's right.
What do we see? What do we get?
Eric, a lot of people bring it up.
Do you want to know Delve for knowledge? Because I feel like I'm the only
Delve for
one who
origins?
doesn't want it.
I don't want different origins. Just give me the confirmation that they splice your DNA and that's it.
The lineage factor.
Whatever. All right.
They intertwine with the lineage factor.
They fuse with your DNA and that's how you get powers.
Right.
That's all I need. I don't need some tree and the gods.
I made them.
I'm actually an immortal being.
Right.
No.
I
Will we
made them.
find out why the Momonosuke Delver is a failure?
Possible.
Will it be a meme?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, it's pink.
I wanted it red. It came out pink.
I wanted it blue. It came out pink. What the fuck? Alright. Will we see cloned Kaido here?
Maybe. Maybe there might be a dragon to Zoro to cut again. So they can get the
The
Ryuma
real
power.
punk has a dragon.
Now we can get a real Ryuma parallel, Christian. Because we haven't had enough.
We've already had two.
Right. We need a
Right.
third.
We need a third one. But, yeah, the real Vegapunk dragon. Alright? from Punk Acid. We'll get a bigger one here. I imagine a lot of tech, a lot of cool shit, but I don't think this is going to be a combat arc.
Right.
It's going to be a Zoe-esque arc. Alright? Will we see Gear 5 this arc again? Will Luffy pop Gear 5?
We kind of saw it already.
We kind of saw it a little bit.
From, will Luffy use Gear 5? I mean, if he gets into a snag and he doesn't use it, it's going to be annoying.
He already got into a snag and didn't use Gear 4 to fly. So, you know. Also, didn't use Gear 5 to...
Didn't have his arms free, Christian, to blow up.
But he could have gone Gear 5 and ran across the sky like he did against Kaido.
That's true. He could have gone Giganta as well, but...
There's a lot of things Luffy can do. Yeah. But, you know, this is Oda.
I don't know why he couldn't throw his hand on the ship.
Because he grabbed the other one's body.
What happened to Fingernet?
He grabbed one with Chopper.
What happened to Fingernet?
What does that have to do with anything?
Could have just netted
both
of them.
He grabbed one, he saw Bonnie.
What happened to UFO?
What happened to a lot of Luffy's abilities? Alright? Where's Sanji the Skywalk?
He's too busy, he's sweating.
Alright, but you know, a lot of abilities. So, should be a fun arc, quick arc. Lord
Where's the, what's Zora's Lance? What? Clear Lance?
Clear Lance.
Where's Clear Lance?
I mean, that just launches him into the sky. I don't know what that really does for him.
Right, okay.
But, there you go. Arc predictions. Should be a lot of fun, Eric.
We're going to see a lot of mech shit. We're going to see a lot of mech animals.
Yeah.
Memes. A lot of memes, I expect.
Imagine a lot of comedy.
I'm just not really seeing what the major plot is. Because we're not going to be Ander for fucking 20 chapters. There'll be some kind of plot.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll find out. I mean, if the fucking Straw Hats get captured, that's pretty simple.
Yeah. But there you go.
There you go.
Now, Eric, moving on to the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. Are we going to put Vegapunk on the scale?
Let's see if Rex can do something.
The mech?
Mech's impressive. Eric, a lot of people, before we get to Thunderdome, a lot of people saying that this mech looks like Kid's robot when he was a kid. And there is a theory about this body and about this mech.
Right. What is it?
That Vegapunk is Sora from the Germa comics. And Sora has the mech, is some legendary figure, is Sora Vegapunk.
Maybe.
And Kid modeled his toy robot off this comic strip.
I mean, Oda has a style. You gotta also put into perspective about that.
But anyway, Thunderdome. Chopper versus Treble. There we can't downplay Treble because he got clowned at the end.
Right? I'm just concerned about
Chopper getting clowned.
Chopper getting clowned by Candy in Whole Cake Island.
That's what I was gonna say.
I see a similar situation happening here.
Does Chopper lose to Treble?
Would you say the viscosity and stickiness of the goo is the same as the candy, Christian? Now, this dog is fucking around with some kind of fluff in her mouth.
Whatever, but
making mouth noises.
Alright, Chopper versus Treble. I don't think this is a hot take. I think Chopper takes that L.
It's unfortunate. Bad matchup for Chopper as well.
Chopper, get this right.
No Haki.
No Haki, but that doesn't really... Whatever, fucking Treble's bullshit.
I mean, you have to assume Treble's got at least observation Haki to pull some fucking maneuvers.
Whatever. But the fucking Monster Point got beaten by trees in Whole Cake Island.
But he got a buff.
He got a time buffer.
He slapped Queen.
He did slap Queen. Now, if he gets a shot off, that's different.
Right.
But Eric, Treble, a Guru Master.
Do you think Treble gets one shot by a Chopper slap? Has he ever done a named attack in Monster Point form?
Has he? I don't think so. He might call it something, but...
I mean, do you rate Chopper's big brain plays? Because he hasn't done them in a long time.
He hasn't done them since Drum Island.
Right.
Or since Alabasta.
Yeah. Oh, he kind of did something in Fishman Island. He did those tunnel shit.
Oh, yeah, the tunnel shit. The big brain plays from Chopper.
Do you rate them? Because Chopper hasn't had a legitimate fight.
Eric, if he goes... Chopper shapeshifts, right?
Right.
Can he shapeshift out of the goo?
You'd assume so, but Perospero got him real easy.
Well, Perospero is a completely different level to Treble, Eric.
Okay.
Does Chopper go with the horn point and dig under the ground? Avoiding the
That's
goo.
what I'm saying. Chopper's big brain players. We haven't seen him in a long time.
Goes underground, avoids the goo.
Remember, Christian, Chopper, Nami, Usopp should have been able to take out Ulta, on page 1 with their big brain mastermind plays. But no. Oda fucked us.
Yeah, but...
Will Usopp get some heat in this arc, by the way?
No! Stop asking about Usopp getting heat.
Does the pop grease matter?
No!
Does he care about...
Usopp's getting cool shit in Elbaf.
Okay.
That's it.
Does he get a fucking actually cool weapon?
No. He gets Mjolnir in Elbaf.
Pop greens on it.
No. He'll become Thor in Elbaf.
Okay.
Alright? The return of Soga King, Eric. The
I
return
need
of
Soga King.
the Brave Warrior power-up
That's right.
that we've all been waiting for Usopp. But Usopp will get his time to shine then. But Chopper versus Trouble, I'm going to have to give it to Trouble, man. Or maybe...
Yes.
What do you think Trouble or think Chopper? Because I can see a world where Chopper does...
How charitable do you want to be to Chopper where he's actually using his brain?
That's a good question.
Because I don't think Treble's that much overwhelmingly powerful for him
Threw
to
a
just
ship.
straight up go Monster Point.
He threw a ship.
Yeah, but he's not Queen. Chopper had to go Monster Point immediately. That removes all big brain players.
Not really. He's like still reasonably intelligent.
Yeah, but he can't shapeshift. His options become very limited in Monster Point.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go Treble because Chopper needs to get his shit together.
Okay.
He just throws the goo out, lights it on fire, throws the goo out, throws a fucking giant rock at
I
him.
think Chopper gets incapacitated, not takes damage. Death.
Yeah, why would he take damage?
You keep on telling me Trouble throws ships, but is there ships in the Thunderdome,
He
Christian?
can fucking pick up a rock and throw it at him.
I
Chopper
suppose.
doesn't have haki.
He's a Zoan.
He sucks.
He can dodge a queen.
Dodge Queen. He like dived down the way.
Right, he ducked, he dodged.
Queen's also a clown, but you know, whatever.
Sure.
So there you go. There's the Thunderdome. Moving into questions. All right. Questions, Eric. First one comes in from Cayman. Is Vegapunk and Dole top 10 waifu material? What do you think about this question, Eric?
Vegapunk's just like a unique design.
It's very...
Speed racer,
It's very
kinda,
Dragon Ball. It's very Akira, kind of.
that 80s tech,
That 80s
Japan
tech.
shit going on. I like
Yeah.
it.
Alright.
Vegapunk might hit.
There you go. From Suba. How advanced do you expect Egghead Island to be? Say that 500 years worth of advancement is an answer I won't accept. Modern day shit. Science, fucking lasers, fucking holograms, Jetsons.
I imagine,
type
well,
shit.
all the shit we've seen Vegapunk fail in the past will be realized on this island.
Yeah, no.
So weather
climate shit.
manipulation, maybe giantism, Delfruit shit,
Yeah.
infusions of Delfruits into animals, and
Yeah, but like, what about the living standards, Eric?
I don't think, is anyone on this island but Vegapunk?
Oh, I'm sure he's got some fucking...
Or is there fucking
science
goons in yellow suits?
I'm sure he's got some science goons.
Maybe. Who's
Yeah.
his right hand man?
Who knows, Eric?
Fucking
Vegapunk too.
fucking Gabagoo, fucking Mads member.
Yeah, some irrelevant science guy. But there you go.
Do we answer his question?
Yes. I said Jetsons, kind of, you know, air tubes and fucking flying around and lasers and
Do we see
jetpacks.
teleportation? Do we see fucking?
We're gonna see a lot of gag shit. I can go you think
Just a lot of nonsense.
Yeah. We're gonna see a lot of gag shit.
Vegapunk's lab's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. There you go. From Dart is a time.
We still haven't addressed King of Lightning, by the way. We keep on pushing it back.
Alright, well, you want to address King of Lightning right here?
King of Lightning saying that Vegapunk is
Master
jack of all trades, master of none
it's,
in every field is false.
It's 100% actually false.
Right.
Vegapunk has been stated multiple times to be
The
far
master
superior
of all fields of science.
in all fields of science.
Right. And then King's gonna throw at me that somehow the Germa are more impressive than the Seraphim. And then he starts talking about Sora's womb, and I'm like, King, they're failed experiments. They also took many years to develop. The Germa kids had to train.
This is an infusion of Lunarian DNA, perfect cloning of bodies.
Right.
This isn't natural birth. plus
Tech as well involved.
And tech.
Weird eye shit. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. But there you go. I don't know. Fucking, you know.
And then he's going to claim that Caesar's better justification. And then someone points out that it's actually Vegapunk's design.
Yeah,
and Vegapunk didn't want to do it because of the side effects.
Yeah.
And Vegapunk is obviously the master of Delphic shit as well.
Bro, the Sanji bias is out of control with King these days, bro. The Sanji bias.
I'm sorry, King. No.
Out of your mind.
Absolutely not.
Out of your mind.
Crazy.
Alright.
Baby Mihawk could wash the shit out of Niji.
And the entire fucking German
And his
unit.
argument that, like, it's more scientifically impressive for the Germa, false.
Yeah, that's false.
0.
That's actually false, but you know, there it is. From Dart, is it time for?
Also, Queen's just a bum, by the way.
Yeah, Queen, get the fuck out of here. From Dart, is it time for To Your Eternity Chapter 1 review, or we leaving it for after JoJo? Well, you know, we'll get to it. You know, can you please just finish the JoJo batch next week? Yes, we will finish the JoJo batch next week. Alright, talk about Mew Mew and all kinds of, you know, fun stuff.
Don't remind me.
Alright. Fun Life.
What a way to just kill all momentum.
There you go. From Fun Life. Hope that you both are doing well. And right now. Here's one question, Eric.
Yes.
When will Dritz appear next on the show?
When Dritz is interested in One Piece.
Dritz is still not interested. We'll get back to you when he is, but I doubt it's going to happen.
Right. Maybe when Mihawk's actually involved in the plot.
From Bane. What is the purpose of this arc? Lore. Alright? Devil Fruits. Fucking answers on Kuma. Alright?
We didn't have that question before the post-time skip. We're following the Grand Line.
Yeah.
There was no purpose.
It was fun. Alright? There you go. See, second question. What can we expect? Well, we already kind of talked about what we can expect, alright? And his third question, why introduce again a new female character, Doll? Well, you know, new characters.
How many times do I have to say this? Big titty waifus are required.
That's right.
Of all flavors.
You gotta give people
and
what
varieties.
Alright?
Now, Oda has one design for everyone else outside Amazon Lily.
Yeah.
Or old.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oda should just flesh out already existing female characters instead, like Hina or Suru, instead of new ones. I don't know.
Suru? No one wants to see Suru.
I mean, alright, guy. Like, they're fucking vice admirals. No one gives a fuck anyway.
Yeah, they're just bums anyway. Who cares? You got Vegapunk.
There you go.
That's a modern character.
There you go. From Younger Obama. Should I stop looking into Osama T's window every night when he sleeps? So, if you remember last week, Osama said he couldn't sleep.
Continuity of the comment section.
And then Osama T responds, when will the shadow outside my window leave? Well, you know, Younger Obama's very
maybe they
strange,
can come together, Christian.
That's right.
Maybe
Maybe
enter the house. Maybe
next week we progress this relationship from stalker to some sort of
lover.
Who knows?
Consensually, of course, Christian.
Of course. That's right. From Bindle. Is JoJo show next week? Yes, it is. Alright. Next question. From Mont. Seems like G14, Egghead, and BB Island are close to each other. Do you think this arc will involve the characters in all three islands?
Do you think Kid or Law went to fucking Full Lead Island?
I don't think that map is accurate. So...
Yeah, I know, but it seems like all these islands are close to each other.
Marco's Island, this island.
Yeah, they're all in the vicinity.
Maybe. Involving I can't see Blackbeard getting involved in this arc.
There might be a phone call.
Sure, there's always phone calls. Always nice.
Sure.
But Blackbeard, I don't know. From
Maybe Blackbeard's like, give me Vegapunk. They're like, fuck no, not for Kobe. What the fuck?
yeah.
Fuck this kid.
From Bendel, did Silver's comb for Tashigi's return to the story? Yes, he did. From Nordic, what will you want to know the most about Vegapunk? Or is there something you hope Vegapunk has answers to for us to tell us in real time? I want to know what his big brain play is.
Yeah, what and where does he stand?
Yeah, where does he stand?
That's probably the biggest thing for me. Where do you stand, Vegapunk?
Yeah. From JP, how long do you think the current arc will be? 20 to 30 chapters.
We're sure.
Yeah. 2. Which Straw Hats have the biggest potential for power-ups? Frankie is pretty obvious, but I hope Chopper and Sanji, new raid suit, also get ones.
Sanji doesn't need a new power-up, okay?
You just got Ifrit Jumbe, say what you want there, but, you know.
Maybe Sanji should work as a Mahaki.
Maybe Nami gets another club attack power-up.
But doesn't use it. Right.
Ever get a fight.
Sure.
There you go.
I mean, Usopp's on the cards if you want.
Usopp getting more tech-related.
Does anyone get a Delphi weapon here?
Delphi weapon. There's no one who really uses weapons except for like Usopp, whose weapon's already kind of alive. Yeah, but his weapon's already alive. It kind of has a Delphi in it anyway.
Yeah. Does Frankie get a Delphi?
No.
Could be. He wants to swim for no reason. Even though he could activate his whatever.
His fart, cannon, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's got propellers somewhere.
He's got something somewhere.
Did we see Frankie underwater in that panel? Or was
Yes.
it just a couple of guys?
Frankie's down there.
Big chillin'?
Yeah, big chill.
Okay.
But, you know.
Surely he has breathing apparatuses and such.
Who knows what fucking Frankie's side.
I hope Vegapunk's like, bro, why are you using cola?
And Frankie's like,
What
it's
is
the
this?
It's the greatest fuel source on the planet.
It'd be funny if Vegapunk also uses cola for no reason.
Yeah, he like uses fizzy lifting.
Here, this is my cola waterfall.
Yeah.
Mixes at the exact right.
No, he uses fizzy lifting drink.
Okay.
That's what he uses.
Cola.
Yeah. There you go. Where are we? From the dish. The thing I think about the setting is every Straw Hat could get a power up. Why do we need power ups? They're already like almost.
Yeah, they're not gonna find anyone.
They don't need power ups.
Yeah.
Forced Awakening, advanced tech, powerful weapons, and more for.
Maybe Zoro gets another magic sword.
Vegapunk has a magic sword for him.
Right. He's like, here, Zoro, here, have this black blade I made.
Who knows? From Michael J. Could Ibu need Vivi to control Uranus? Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe that's why he needs
Maybe he's got
Vivi.
Vivi.
Who knows?
Although you'd imagine that the Nefertari are connected to Pluton.
2. Is there any meaning to Zoro being the most serious Straw Hat and him having the least sad backstory?
There's no. I don't think there's a
I don't
connection.
think there's a connection there. It's just, Zoro's just a hard man. He's a raw man, Eric. There's a real connection there.
There you go.
3. Should more series give the protagonist a secondary goal? It's, a secondary goal? Like, the goals have to relate. You can't just be like a non sequitur dream or goal.
That's when you went into trouble.
Yeah. You can't just be like completely random off base goal. Like, Luffy's dream relates to his true dream. Like, Pirate King relates to his true dream.
Right.
Whatever it is. But there you go. From Kennedy, Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King. That's
Correct.
2. Do you think the island of G14, Egghead, and Beehive will be explored upon this arc? Do you think that G14 and Vegapunk will handle the Blackbeard situation and the Straw Hats will continue on their Pirate King voyage? No, they'll interact with the island.
Yeah.
We're not instantly cutting away to Blackbeard.
No.
We're staying here for a while. We're gonna mess around.
Explore the island for like 4 chapters.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck around. Classic. Every start of every arc.
Right.
We're gonna fuck around. We had 15 chapters Luffy fucking around in Wano.
There'll be like a robot tiger Luffy befriends.
Sure. Yeah. From Tom, do you think Bonnie's power is the reason Vegapunk is actually so young? Captured by the Navy at some point? It's possible, but, you know,
Probably.
always mentioned as an old man.
The number 2 on the tit.
Yeah.
You know, clones, etc.
From Sky Kings is. The 3 guesses.
Rest in peace.
The three guesses for her are obvious. Student taking up the name, daughter, or possibly a clone. With Germa tech, what do you guys think? Well, we've gone through the list basically.
Daughter would be least interesting.
Yeah. You know, clone body, new body, hive mind, AI, uploaded consciousness.
Vegapunk never existed.
Vegapunk never existed, whatever.
Right.
Right, all kinds of different shit for Vegapunk. Right? From Cameo. Can we all agree that this is Vegapunk 2 sex doll and he's just gonna give me Guffy AF? Well, you know, this man
Next question.
wants some action from Vegapunk. But there you go.
Okay.
From the dream, with the arc involving Luffy actually fighting a big bad. No. I can't see it happening. Unless Kizaru turns
Will
up.
Luffy throw a punch?
Luffy will throw a punch.
Right.
But will he fight someone? Will there be a fight? I don't think so.
There might be a super mech.
There won't be a fucking... no. Luffy has Gear 5!
Will the Straw Hats finally dock?
Dock somewhere.
Yeah. No, like
do
Straw
the
Hat docking.
Straw Hat docking. It would be the arc to do it.
This is where we pull out the mechs.
Maybe. From Annie. Could Egghead be related to Egg on Roger's ship?
Next question, man.
Oh my god!
Next question.
When will this Egg on Roger's ship
Just to close it, the egg on the island is not spotted. So
and it's fucking huge.
right.
And it's got like atoms flying around it.
So something weird's going on, but
Alright, fucking stop.
just Vegapunk's lab.
The
design,
egg.
yeah.
Whatever. But, you know. No, it has nothing to do with fucking Roger's ship egg.
What if it does?
Well, then Vegapunk was born from the ship egg.
Okay.
There you go. From Harvest and Berry. Shout out to a Yonko and his entire crew getting bodied by a flying hat and a big metal shark. Also, not sure how smart it is for Oda to still be creating new characters this late in the game. Dole and Habiri, okay.
They're not really new.
They're not gonna do
They're
fucking
not
shit.
major characters.
They're not gonna do shit.
Vegapunk's not a new character.
Yeah. They're not gonna do shit.
They'll have 3 lines.
Yeah.
And Sanji will simp over Dole.
Definitely. From Jekko. Could Body age the Straw Hats to make them actually the right age to become Pirate King without a time skip? No, they'll be fucking...
What's the point?
We're changing their designs. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Alright? No, I don't think that's gonna happen. But we might get a little taste.
As a meme.
As a little, yeah. Of course, yeah. I bet Oda wants to do it so bad.
Now does Oda somehow gimp Luffy by making him a child again? Because Bonnie does some shit.
But, like, it's, you know, he's still got gear. How does that...
I don't know how that affects his Gear 5.
affects his Gear 5, whatever. But, you know.
Baby Luffy Gear 4? That'd be funny.
Yeah, there's some funny potential here.
I guess he could just stretch himself out in Gear 5. Do whatever form he likes.
Yeah. Like,
So, I don't know.
There'll be some fun with the age shit. From Senator
We need a
99.
disguise. Let's disguise his children.
Yeah. From Senator 99. Is it just a Metal Knight situation? Or Vegapunk is the guy creating the robot from somewhere else, but he could talk through it? Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
From Breezy Bird. Will we have a full playthrough of One Piece Odyssey, or will Kizaru in that game stop the playthrough as well? Kizaru did not stop the playthrough.
Are you going to play it on a hard?
It's a turn-based RPG. You know what I mean?
You're an RPG master. You don't want to
Yeah,
grind
but there's no. What's the difference? Just higher health.
and damage.
I'll play it at a reasonable level, right?
More normal.
Really, Eric, you can't break the game like One Piece Odyssey. They're like One Piece World Seeker. Kizaru did not stop the playthrough. We beat Kizaru. We were victorious against Kizaru.
We had to big brain play the mechanics.
We had to break the game.
His key iframes, basically.
We had to stun lock iframes Kizaru
Right.
and buffer him, so he couldn't attack.
So he couldn't do a 1-frame laser beam.
Yeah. So, will we play through Odyssey? I mean,
Maybe, probably not. I don't
it's
know.
gonna be a long fucking game, man.
Logistics would be maybe an issue.
We'll work it out. But I'll definitely play it. I'll tell you how it is.
I'll play it. Everyone else is just gonna shit on it for no reason. So.
Yeah, everyone's already shitting on it, even though this is probably going to be the best One Piece game because it's taken 4 years to make. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not 1 year. It's half a game. But whatever. But, you know. From Tristan Hitches, I like the choice of blue hair. Nice touch. There you go.
Thank you.
From Chris D. So how is Blackbeard totally willing to fight Goku and Garp at the Marineford and not willing to fight Rayleigh and Amazon Lily?
Well, what did I say about Garp? You didn't want to. You left out Shanks in that same arc.
Yeah, well, you know.
Because Blackbeard is a hack fraud.
Yeah, Blackbeard's act for it. That's how it is. From the Godhead.
I'm sure he remembers Rayleigh from his past and shit. It's maybe a little bit different for him, but
Maybe fucking Rayleigh backhanded him when he was a child.
probably.
Right. From the Godhead, I can sense an edgy question coming on, Eric, from that name.
Okay, for the name, sure.
Would it be a letdown, or how would you feel if Vegapunk didn't have a true body? Would it be a letdown? For example, if he was a brain in a tube, or his mind lives on in other bodies. No, I think the uploaded
that's
consciousness is cool, because he can like be anywhere,
Right.
like be in anybody.
He
can't
can
really
download
beat him.
himself into any of his
You can't really beat him.
creations.
That's an actual challenge for Luffy.
Yeah, unbeatable.
Yeah, because he's just like teleporting around in different bodies.
Right.
It'd be interesting. From Sebastian Porter. If Vegapunk young is Vegapunk young thanks to body, a woman thanks to Ivankov, both or neither. It's technology, right?
Yeah. Maybe he's be able to change his own gender and age via technology. You don't know.
Yeah, it's probably technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From Permia. What if woman... What kind of... I guess it means of. What kind of woman is your type? If she plays a guitar, I'm going crazy. I'll agree with that.
Never really crossed my mind a guitar.
Well, you know. Yeah. Attractive. You know what I mean?
Preferably a vagina.
That's a crazy category, Eric. That's so any woman...
Hey man, it's 2022. I don't know.
Okay, alright. There you go. Man-made or otherwise?
Specifically otherwise.
Okay. There you go. I guess that's your question answered, alright? From Lever Cup. I screamed last night and that page. Well, you know.
There you go.
I'm not sure.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
gonna assume it's Vegapunk.
I'm not sure what that means. That's got some coded language there. I don't know what's going on.
And that page. I'm
Stop.
gonna assume it's he's talking about Vegapunk.
So safe out there, Christian.
From Crazy Man. After seeing this design for Vegapunk, I think all of Miyazaki's famous quote, "Anime was a mistake."
False.
False. Anime,
It's a
it
gift.
kind of was a mistake, but it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
That's how all things are. From Heidi Kumbo. Her hair is shaded like kids. Her uniform says punk too. Her robots are the same one kid as a child. What do you think?
Don't stop
What is this
asking me
kid?
about Kid.
Kid is out of the arc. Alright, he's gone. He'll return in the final war, but stop.
If Kid is fucking Vegapunk's child, he's even more of a bum.
That's kind of true. So, Samantha. Vegapunk OnlyFans when, Eric? And that's the final question, Eric. Everyone's that bad for Vegapunk.
Okay.
You know. Eric put her as number one. Put him, put her, whatever. Alright.
Christian's on that doll train.
What can I say, Eric?
You kind of got that doll hair going on right now.
Who knows what's going to go on, Eric?
Okay.
But there you go. That's just sure. We finally made it, Eric, without Guantanamo Bay crashing on us.
Right.
Now, the order would jinx it. No.
Oh, we're at the end.
We're at the end. We appreciate the people coming.
JoJo show next week.
JoJo show next week.
We'll talk about some Dio shit.
We definitely will talk about some Dio shit, Eric. We'll talk about
I imagine that'll happen.
Rhinoceros beetles.
Sure.
All types of crazy shit.
Other words.
Rodeo Drive or some bullshit, but, you know.
Sure. Talk about a baby.
Shout out to the people who joined us tonight. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the good king.
Good night.
Good night.